Many times throughout the liturgy and in many of the various texts that we access from time to time, we find the reference, the people of Jacob, the God of Jacob, the children of Jacob. And we wonder why those references are continually made for this third patriarch and not for, say, Isaac or Abraham. But continually, time and again, pay attention the next time you're davening, the next time you open up a prayer book and you read the words there. Seed of Jacob and children of Jacob occur with such regularity. It really makes us want to ask, why Jacob? Why not someone else? And I think the answer becomes apparent in this week's Sidra, this week's Torah reading, Vayichi, where we reach the conclusion of the book of Genesis. We reach the end of Jacob's life. And this particular Torah portion is called Setumah. That is to say, with every other Torah portion, there is a clear beginning of it in the Torah itself, whereas this one is utterly closed. You can't tell where it begins unless you search and hunt for where the Sofer, the scribe, began this Torah reading, this passage. There is no opening to indicate where it will occur. Almost as if to say that the Bible itself wants us to rush into the end of it. Don't miss a kernel, don't miss a moment, a second of what is about to occur. This is powerful, powerful stuff, and we can't afford to blink or miss one iota of it. Jacob is living his life in almost the last minutes of his life, despite the fact that this takes place over 17 years. These are the most powerful days of Jacob's entire existence. And don't lose sight of the fact that, too, Jacob lived in in Egypt 17 years, the precise amount of time that Joseph had lived in Israel before he was absconded and taken down to Egypt. Jacob, we are told, lived in Egypt for 17 years. And the words that are used in the Torah reading says, and the days of Jacob's life was 17 years. Grammatically, it makes no sense. It ought to say were, not was. But the point is not lost on the scholars who analyze the text, but they say every moment of Jacob's life mattered. Every second of his existence was equal one to another. That he made such use and facility of every day of his life that they were, in a sense, all equivalent one with another. And which is how we arrive, perhaps, at the beginning of where we started. That Jacob's name and Jacob's progeny are constantly associated with us, the people and the children of Jacob. Look, by the way, if you will, at the second verse of the Torah reading, where it says, and then Israel drew near to die. Why is it that Jacob's name is suddenly changed to Israel here? It was changed a long time ago, but then we reverted back to Jacob. Says the Talmud, the reason why it switches the name is because Israel died, but Jacob did not. That Jacob's power, his resonance, his spirit continues to live on every time somebody lives their life to the fullest. Every time we access the fullest extent of our human being, our ability, our godlike qualities, we acknowledge the fact that while Israel lived and died, Jacob did not. Jacob lives forever in you and I. The children of Jacob continue to succeed and prosper every time we follow the Word of God. Shabbat Shalom.